Hi, my name is Jennifer Cohen and I teach in the Department of Communication at George Mason University. We are the research team at the Lab for Character Assassination and Reputation Politics, or CARP. In this short video, we want to introduce you to who we are, what we study, and tell you about some of our upcoming projects. But first, let's define our terms. Character assassination refers to the deliberate destruction of an individual's reputation. It often involves spoken insults, those negative campaign ads you see during elections, spreading rumors, or maybe even posting anonymous online defamation. Character assassination tactics are most often used against politicians, celebrities, athletes, and other public figures. And the implications of character assassination can be widespread and severe. They can lead to being shunned by a professional or a larger sociocultural community. Character assassination has been a method of power struggle throughout history. Our goal as a research lab is to produce high-quality research that helps educate the public about the phenomenon of character assassination and help teach about how to defend one's character in the event of falling victim to an attack. In short, our goal is not to teach people to engage in mudslinging, but we believe that in order to defend against it, we need to fully understand the dimensions of character assassination. Why do people do it? When is it most effective? And how does it work? These are the questions that our research team strives to answer. We use an interdisciplinary approach, bringing together insights from communication, psychology, political science, history, and public relations in order to more fully study and understand the phenomenon of character assassination.
Hi, I'm Eric Shirayev here at George Mason University. I study character attacks from a psychological standpoint. My students often ask me a question: do we research exclusively big names and historic cases? No. Character attackers can bring significant psychological damage to any person at any time. Have you been character attacked? Something you carelessly posted, a picture or a comment online, and somebody is using them unfairly to question, even destroy your reputation. How and why these attacks work? What methods are used to attack? Why do some of them succeed? And why do so many people give up and fall so easily when they are under character attacks? How to protect yourself, to ignore them or fight back? We will research and try to answer these and many other questions.
My name is Sergey Samolenko. I teach public relations at George Mason University. We know that news and negative ads are not only outlets for character attacks. Editorial cartoons, political columns, and comic monologues are other sources of attacks over which political actors exercise no direct control. These types of attacks are especially difficult to counter effectively. Moreover, in the age of social media, verbal and emotional abuse is prevalent in online bullying. For example, trolls and harassers frame journalists as unreliable before publication of their upcoming articles. So we help people better understand the nature of persuasion as social, political, and psychological phenomenon. We help them better understand what challenges character attacks pose to public relations specialists, campaign managers, publicists, and private individuals, regardless of their status, age, gender, and social background. So we help them develop critical thinking, strategies of defense against character attacks. And finally, we help them critically learn about the use of today's technologies to study and defend from character attacks on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
Hi, I'm Martijn X, and I teach ancient history at the University of Amsterdam. Character assassination is not just a recent phenomenon. Long before the rise of modern democracies and mass media, perpetrators were launching attacks to undermine the reputation of emperors, kings, queens, generals, and bishops. The Roman orator Cicero held a series of vicious speeches against his rival Mark Antony. Renaissance popes fell victim to scathing pamphlets from Martin Luther and his fellow reformers. Studying these historical cases can help us to trace the roots of defamation practices and to examine how they have been shaped by the dynamics of political systems, cultural norms, and technological advancements over long periods of time.
We invite students and scholars to join with us. We work with student researchers investigating character attacks, and we teach about it in our classes. We prepare seminars about the phenomenon useful for a wide audience. We publish academic papers investigating the history and methods of character assassination, and we undertake a rigorous investigation of methods for studying character assassination. And finally, we offer an assessment of risks and vulnerabilities for public figures concerned about being attacked. You can contact any of the members of our research team using the contact information on our website if you'd like to learn more about our work or the products that we offer.